G'day guys, Lemon Eating Cow here, and today I wanted to talk about Persona 5, or my experiences with it. This is not going to be a very formal review of it, because I'm not actually that far in the game. I'm probably about 20 hours deep at this point, and as a newcomer to Persona 5, I was, what's the word? A little bit anxious going into this game. I heard that it's a very huge, kind of a lot of difficult systems to learn and a really huge time sink. So I was kind of reluctant actually to step into it. And within about the first 5 to 7 hours, I really got to say I didn't really enjoy my experience. I was actually at the point that I was thinking, if this is the game, I don't know if I can push on. I don't know if I can keep playing this game. It's just when you first start the game, you're given a huge amount of information to process and a lot of introduction and a lot of character introduction. And while it's very, very graphically appealing and the music is fantastic, it is a very, very long introduction. And for someone, I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore, no, I definitely wouldn't say I'm a hardcore anime fan. I like anime. I watch it sometimes with my wife. We watch a few series, but I'm by no means a big anime fan. But I found it quite hard. I found it quite hard to keep on playing, just because of the amount of systems they're throwing at you, and the fact that I really just wanted to get in and play with the characters and grind it out, and really experience the gameplay. But there's just a massive amount of text and audio and everything, which if you're really into that Persona type of universe and anime and really deep character development, you will probably love the first 5 to 7 hours because it's just an amazing amount. But for me, I really wanted to try and get into the gameplay. So like I said, I was really, really struggling with that first 5 to 7, actually to the point that I turned it off and I went on the internet or on YouTube and I looked at a few reviews and things, and I was like, why does my brain not work? Is there something wrong? Am I doing something wrong? Am I playing wrong? I don't know. I don't know, because everyone was saying this game is amazing. Everyone's going to love it. And I wasn't loving it. So I went around and I watched a few reviews, and a lot of the people were of the consensus that for the first few hours at least, it's going to be a bit of a text grind or a story grind. So I thought, yeah, I'll push through it. And now about 20 hours deep, I'm really enjoying my experience on it. Now I've got a bit more freedom. I've done a few of the palaces or the dungeons, so I've got a bit more taste for the gameplay, and I've done a little bit of grinding and things like that, and I've started collecting different personas. And all those systems are really, really good once you get into them. But I just find the game, it takes such a very long time to get you to that point where you feel enough freedom with those systems. But I'm really glad I pushed through that first 5 to 7 hours, because after that, like I said, it really opens up to you. There's still a few systems that I'm not too happy about. The whole I enjoy the micromanagement of your life to a certain extent, but there's some scenes that I'm kind of like, I don't really care all that much. But you feel obliged to do them because it advances your character and your relationships with other characters in the game. So from that point, I'm kind of glad that it forced me to do that. Otherwise, I may ignore it. But otherwise, sometimes I'm just like, yeah, I just want to push on. I want to do my own thing. Another system that I struggled with a little bit was the fact that you have to manage your time. I'm used to playing games where it's not exactly open world, but you have a certain amount of freedom with side quests and things. Whereas in Persona 5, you have a type of calendar system. So each day you can only do really a limited amount of activities. Like you can choose to boost your stats, or you can boost your relationships with certain characters, which will give you better skills and things like that within the game. So you really have to manage your time properly. And for me, as a person that doesn't really like to miss things, I was stressing a bit. But that stress is good as well. It makes you enjoy, and it feels like you're your decisions and your choices of what you do with the game really has weight to it. So from that perspective, it's good. But at the same time, I felt sometimes a little bit too restricted by it. But otherwise, I think it is a good system. I guess personally, I don't really enjoy those systems. But yeah, otherwise, that I think that's more of the negative-y side of it. But on the positive side, the presentation of the game is absolutely gorgeous. From the second you start up the game, you're just presented with such an amazing, popping, just vibrant art style, and it just, for me, it really resonated. Like, despite my dislike of the first few hours of it, the visuals and the music just kept me in there. Like, even if I wasn't, I was like, just come on, just shut up, just move on. The visuals and the characters' designs and the music just kept me there to a point. It's very, very well presented. Even the menus, sometimes you jump around in the menus, all you're going to do is have a look at your stats or something, and you're presented with a very stylish menu. And the menu in itself is probably has more love in it than some of the AAA games these days. The entirety of their games in one menu. So from that perspective, it is just, the presentation is, it's just gorgeous. It's amazing. I think that the graphics aren't actually that great, the actual modeling of the graphics. It's because this was also released on the PS3, so to a certain extent they had to kind of roll back the graphics. But because of the art style and because of the genre, I think it works. It definitely works. I never was like, oh man, those graphics, like, they're not jagged polygons in my eyes. But it would have been nice if this had been a PS4 exclusive and it had been a little bit more graphically robust, I guess. But like I said, it was never at a point that I said this is ugly. It just, yeah, it could have done with a little bit more work. But again, the art style and the music around it just, it totally carries it. The graphics could have been PS1 style and it would have been carried by the just the sheer beauty of the presentation, really. So at this point, at about 20 hours in, I'm like I said, I'm still really enjoying it. The battle system is fantastic. The persona system is great. The way you kind of collect them, they're kind of Pokemon-y, I guess. Maybe that's a lame comparison, but you can collect different personas and trade them and upgrade them. And yeah, really, really good systems. I'm really liking it. It's very Japanese. It's very over the top. But at the same time, it's very serious and it has a lot of adult content in it. So if you're a younger player, I don't know if these things will resonate with you, but maybe the high school aspect of it, but it definitely leans towards an older crowd at some points, while at the same time being overtly silly. So it's a big juxtaposition. But again, the presentation brings it all together and makes it all worthwhile. Especially the anime cutscenes that you get as well are just lovingly presented, and they just have that classic anime feel to it, which is really nice. So overall, that's pretty much what I wanted to say about the game. I think, just going by other reviews I've listened to, I do think, and apparently this is a controversial point, but I do think this would probably lend itself better to a mobile type platform, like a Vita or the Switch would be great. At times, like sitting on a bus and reading through all that text and listening to the music would be an amazingly good way to pass the time. But sometimes when I'm sitting at home and I have to go through like an hour of, well, not quite an hour, but a lot of a cutscene, text, speech, all that, for me as an impatient gamer, sometimes I'm just like, just get on with it a little bit. But yeah, otherwise, amazing game. I highly recommend it to you. But again, I would say if you're kind of up in the air about whether you want to buy this game or not, I would suggest watching at least the first hour of a gameplay or a let's play or something, and kind of seeing if that is going to be for you. Because if you digital purchase this, you're not going to be able to return it. So I highly recommend watching at least maybe 1 or 2 episodes of a let's play, and with no commentary, preferably. And then just seeing if it's going to be for you, because I think despite everyone pushing and saying this is the defining game, this is the future of JRPG, all that stuff, I don't believe that it's for everyone. I really do not believe that it's for everyone. While it is an amazing game, and I think it's very iconic, and it'll be remembered in the annals of game history, I really don't think, if you're not big into JRPGs, or you're not even a small anime fan, I really don't think this one's going to grind with you. So definitely do your research before you buy it. But if you're struggling with the game, push through to that about 7 to 10 hour mark maybe. I really hope you enjoy it. I'm having fun. At this point, I don't have any intention of streaming it or really covering it that much on the channel, purely because of the little bit of the debacle with the Atlas, and they're restricting certain viewing. They're issuing copyright strikes and things like that, and warning people not to stream past certain dates and things. And for me personally, I don't really want to risk copyright strikes on such a young channel, and I just don't want to deal with that mess at the moment. And honestly, I don't know if I have the commitment to keep up like a 100-hour plus let's play or a walkthrough or playthrough. Honestly, I don't think I'm organized to keep up that type of schedule. But anyway, if I can make any guides for this, I will. At the moment, I don't know, it's a lot of gameplay to catch, so I don't know if I will be making guides for the channel, but I may do a follow-up review, my final impressions of it. But otherwise, let me know what you think. Especially, I want to hear from newcomers to the game, or people that are kind of on the edge about whether you're going to buy it or not. I'd really appreciate your comment down there. And also, old-timers or veterans of the Persona series, let me know what you think. Did you have troubles with the first few hours or not? That's a personal opinion of mine, but I'd like to hear yours. Was it hard to get through that for you, or did you really enjoy those first few hours and you were hooked from the get-go? Just let me know in the comment section below. So guys, as just a quick final thought, I will say I definitely do like the game, but if you feel it's not for you, it will probably remain not for you. And otherwise, I would recommend a physical purchase so that maybe you can return it if you don't like it. But otherwise, fantastic game, and I'm really enjoying my time. If you did like this video, please leave a thumbs up. If you got any comments or suggestions, or you want to tell me about your experience with the game, then leave them in the comment section below. And if you haven't subscribed already, then please do so. This has been Lemon Eating Cow. Moo.